Well, big up, big up, big up, and welcome to Liberal 12 Man Show. I am here with Brian and Alante, and I'm hopefully here with you in good spirits and hopefully good and good surroundings. As well as if we aren't catching you live, then I hope that you are still the same, and that you enjoy the replay of the show, and that you obviously, hopefully, you'll hit the like button and drop a comment after the show or after you see the show, or at some point, just to say how good things are going or what you think, whatever you like to include in a comment. Be sure to put it in. It always helps the show grow, and that's what we're intending on trying to make happen. But we are also here because we are going to be presenting you guys with a little bit of a preview of this game that we got coming up against Lille. It is the second to last game in the Champions League for us in our bid to possibly come out with the first place spot in the league, and then move on to obviously skip that playoff round that the other teams have to go through that are outside of the top 8, and then push on to see whichever makes it through that, and that's who we end up getting in the draw. So we will definitely be looking at this game pretty seriously. I think I've got some good questions, got some good talk, hopefully up in line for you, and I hope that you guys definitely join in the conversation and be a part of it. Brian, Nalante. Brian, how are you doing today?
All good, yeah. All good.
All good, all good. Nalante, how are you doing?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, all good. Big up the chat.
Yeah.
And
I understand we all have going through some definitely difficult things in our lives. So appreciate the fact that you guys are with us today. Appreciate the fact that you guys on the panel are with us as well. We have this game coming up, Lille, and we had this great result that we're probably still beaming off of a little bit. Some of us at least more so than others. I told you how I was pinpointing some of the doing my best Punisher moments. If you know, for those in the comic book realm of things, I was doing my little Punisher moment and doing my vigilante of finding out some of those notable reds that seem to be all talk, all doomsday, all Chicken Littles, and then all of a sudden things go well, things go great, and they're Casper the Ghost. You know, it's like they're gone. So I'm glad that the real ones are here today. Most notably, I noticed something. We had Zubiri on the show yesterday, and he was just all about the praise for the chat and the community that we have here amongst us. And I was like, and it was notable because this is someone, he's on a lot of different shows, he's on a lot of different platforms, and I think that really like warmed my heart a little bit to hear him say the praise for the chat, simply because it's a different vibe, it's a different energy. You know, of course, there's those of us that might have reservations about this or about that, about the team or about the players or about the season and the likes, but he was so complimentary about the fact of the decorum of the chat and how we weren't like at each other's throats or calling people's names, or also the fact that majority of us were pretty positive about the things and going on, in a sense, considering that we're at top of the league. We're top of the leagues, plural, and you know what, and the sheer fact that, you know, it's comforting to have Reds amongst you that try to uplift you, you know, try to say positive things about the team that necessarily might, you know, give you a different perspective and at least a little bit of a hope, or a little bit of a glimmer of not only appreciation, but a little glimmer of, you know, things could be a lot worse, you know. So but they're certainly good, considering that we have each other in the chat, in our community, to definitely fall back on and get the support and get the right positive vibes to like push us on. So big up to Quasi, big up to Zubiri for joining us yesterday. had definitely a really good conversation. And and today we have again this game coming up. It's going to be an interesting one. I guess like we can set the stage. Liverpool will be hosting obviously Lille at Anfield, which is a big advantage for us. As in like we spoke on yesterday how going away, just in the Premier League, much less going away possibly into a different country to play your game in front of a hostile environment isn't always most best settings, but we sit atop the group with our I believe it's 18 points. I think we're at right now. If someone could tell me different, then definitely tell me if I'm incorrect about that. And Lille is in a tight race to qualify, so this game is important to them. Because they're sitting third with 7 points. So we could definitely utilize this as an opportunity to get some results from our group. At least I believe they're sitting third in our group. Actually, that's what I would say. But we have a game at hand that's going to be interesting to see what you think is going to happen with this game. I saw David Lynch brought out a episode on the update on some of the players. He gave an update on Diego in that it's a possibility that he could be available for this upcoming match against Lille. He also spoke on something that I spoke on yesterday, and at least my perspective is, that this game, despite what some people might think, is again, opportunity for us to solidify first place in the Premier League, or in the Champions League table. It's also here, I'll bring up this, Brian. Bring it up. Whoops. I think you can bring it up too, but we can do it like that.
I did, yeah. You just
okay.
Wait for you to bring it up big. That's
okay.
All.
Yeah, Lille sits at an 8th, so it is a big game for them. And I said 7th place. My apologies. I should have said 8th place. And what's big about it is that they're only 1 point ahead of Dortmund from that automatic qualifying to skip that next round of that playoff games that they got to see in the Champions League. So this game is important to them. You can see the form on this table. They have won out of the last 5. They've won 4 of them with a draw in the middle right there for them. And I think that's their form within Champions League. Do you know, or if that's their form in general?
No, that's that
Champions League.
table.
That's Champions League form. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, that's just for and it's not just Dortmund, Bayern, and Atletico Madrid are behind them as well. So
yeah,
they've got some
and also AC Milan.
Yeah, not so much. But I'd have Bayern. Bayern would be pretty disappointed if they didn't end up in that top 8.
Mm-hmm.
That would not have been the plan.
Yeah, most likely it wouldn't have been. There are some teams on here that we have had to certainly look at being possible teams, or at least with us in 18 and Barcelona on 15 points. If we were to get a win at 21, we'd have 21 points if we were to win our next game. That would assure us at least a first, if not second place finish. You can see Barcelona has a better goal differential than us. If Barcelona doesn't win that next game, however, then as long as we get a draw in this next matchup, it would be pretty much, end settings, as in we would already have it already locked up. If we do get a win, and let's say hypothetically they get a draw, then again we have it. We would have it pretty much. I believe, we would have it locked up, because that would be 16.
A point guarantees top 8.
Right.
But I mean, for us to finish outside the top 8, even if we lost our next 2 games, it'd be almost impossible. So
yeah,
like it's done. You know, we don't have to worry about the top 8, but it's just where we finish.
Yeah, definitely.
But Lille, yeah, I mean, they'd probably take the second round bit, but yeah, it'd be huge for them if they could hold off those 3 clubs there: Dortmund, Bayern, Atletico. If they could hold them off, that'd be some achievement. But to do that, they're gonna have to get a result against us. So no, no thanks. Unfortunately. Not that I want to see Bayern do well or anything like that, but yeah, for them to stay in that top 8, they're probably going to need to get points against us and someone else. Never know, though.
She'll see. We shall see. Yeah. I have some fun stuff that in line for today. So hopefully you guys stick with us. I got some pleasant surprises for the panel and for obviously the chat to partake in. So it should be fun to see what I've got going on here. So we could let's just get into our predictions of what we think our lineup's going to be. Let's get into that fun part about the show. I don't have a graphic for it, so I'll just speak on it. Obviously, I have Ali in net for us. I'm going to go with the back line of Trent, Ibu, Virgil, and I know that Simicast had a good game, played well. I think that what I think we could see and what I'd like to see more of this for the rest of the year, certainly to kind of keep both these players fresh, and that is rotation. And I'd like to see Robbo start this game and then have Simicast ready to know that he probably will be utilized for at least 20 to 30 minutes to kind of get this, to be able to give Andy a good run, but not to overexert him in his left back duties. I have McAllister starting. I have Dom starting. I wanted to say, and this is going to be weird and wild. I'm sure people are going to be like, what? But I wouldn't mind seeing us possibly try to get some rotation in for Grav. This game isn't a dire game for us completely, but I wouldn't mind seeing us get some type of some rotation involved with it. And that rotation, if necessary, could possibly involving Curtis Jones. So it's not a guarantee. Most likely we'll see Grav start because, Grav and Maka have been pretty much guaranteed starters for the club. But I was just thinking a little outside the box and thinking that maybe we could see Mac, Dom, and Curtis. And for our front line, I think what you can somewhat expect, obviously, Salah on the right. I would love to see Darwin possibly get this start. It'd be great to see him get the start at home. He'll have the on-sites of that as well. So I would like to see Darwin possibly get the start for this one. Start Lucho on the left, and that would be my front line for them. I even have a front line also for or a line that I think that Lille will go with too. But I'll hear your thoughts on what your lineup would be possibly for that, or if you differ drastically from what I just said. Let's go to Lante first, then we can go to Brian.
Me and mine would definitely differ from yours completely.
Okay, all right. Tell me in the chat too, by the way. Tell me in the chat what you differ on the lineups. You can give it. Just note on there if this is what you think Slot's going to bring out, or if this is what you want to bring out, because that's a different settings in itself too. So go ahead.
Okay, so this will be my lineup would be Kelleher in goal, back four of Bradley, Kwanzaa, VVD, Robbo, Endo, Jones, Elliot in the 10. I would say Diaz, Chiesa, Nunes. That'll be my lineup.
Okay.
But I think more Slot will revert back to type. I think he'll only make a few changes, but personally,
What
that'd
are the
be my
changes that you see? That you see that is your lineup? I understand that.
yeah,
What
yeah.
would you see as Slot's lineup?
I'll think he'll do Ali and goal, Trent. I think he will start Robbo. I think because the lack of trust he has in Kwanzaa at the moment, I think he'll go PVD Ibu again. I think there'll be possibly. I think he might rest Grav. I think it'll be Endo and Mac. The 10. I think he'll go Jones. Then I think he'll still stick with Gabpo and Salah with Darwin up front.
Okay.
That's what I think he'll do.
Okay. Brian, please give us your preferred lineup, and then you can give us what you believe will be the Slot Machines lineup.
All right. Third lineup is the back five.
Mhm.
You all know it. Robbo in. Same as the other four lads. Grav, Dom, Grav, Mac. I don't know. Grav, Mac, Jones, Gakpo, Diaz, and Mo. And I think he'll pick the same team as that, other than he'll start Dom. Yeah. So basically, Ali, Ibu, VVD, Robbo, Trent, Grav, Mac, Dom, Gakpo, Diaz, Salah is what I think he'll go with.
Okay. So basically, the normal starting 11, or the 11 that we've come to think of seeing on the normal.
Yeah.
You know, that's an interesting shout from KJ. KJ's got Bradley possibly getting a shout. Whoops. Bradley getting a shout. Endo at the Endo VVD. I don't think I can assure you that this KJ Ibu will start. Ibu will start. And the reason why I can assure you that Ibu will start is because he was
the press conference.
He was the lead in the press conference today.
Yeah.
Normally, whoever
They're
leads the
probably
press
regretting that
conference
now.
is the person that ends up starting the game.
Yeah, they're probably regretting it now as well.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're definitely gonna get into that. Salah, Diaz, and Cody won't start. We only need a draw. Nothing. A draw. Nothing. It's a nothing game. Callum. Yeah, Callum saying. Yeah. We will definitely get into that, Hyler. I'll star your comments, by the way, so that I can bring them up while we get into that conversation about what Konate or Ibu said at the presser. I have Leo's starting lineup. I have as being Cavalier, Giallo, Fonte, Ribeiro, excuse me, Gudmundsson, Benjamin Andre, Angel Gomez, Zagrova, Cabela, Bamba, and I have Jonathan David starting at the striker for them. Obviously, the coach Fonseca has definitely interest of trying to get Jonathan David started, and certainly even possibly even Zagrova to get involved in some type of upset for us. But I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Hopefully, it doesn't. And I'm just saying this too. But What about then for your predicted goal scorers? Then also, out of that lineup, go with the slot lineup. Obviously, that you predicted as being your goal scorers. Do you have some predicted goal scorers for tomorrow, or do you have and a goals and a score line that you think you're going to stick with?
Who you asking?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go Nolante. I see he's off. He's on a live mic.
Oh, I mean, if we're going the slots lineup, the predictable lineup, will probably be 3-0. I think we'll get another clean sheet, and I'm going to be pumping it in the universe to the end of the season. Gravy.
Gravy.
We're gonna like it.
Just keep it going. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get some
gravy,
gravy. You're gonna get some gravy.
Yeah, gravy. I'm pumping it. Like I said, every game we play, I'm pumping gravy.
Right.
Who else would be? I'll say Darwin again. I think Darwin will get one, and yeah, Mo. So gravy, Darwin, Mo. For me.
My apologies on that. I just say Fonseca. I meant to say actually. Thank you. YK, thank you very much. I got MK going with a Marion prediction of a Nunez hat trick. That'd be fantastic if he got a hat trick, by the way. Brian, what's your prediction on this one too? Goal scorer.
Well, you're asking me goal scorers without asking me a score.
Score and goal scorers, yeah. He was.
3-1 at home, maybe 3-1 home win. So sounds about right. So I think Chiesa will score off the bench.
Oh, somebody's feeling that Italiano. Okay.
Yeah, I think he'll get. I think Mo will start, and I think, assuming we're not, if things go well and we're not 1-1, or we need, like, the game isn't going our way, if we can make some comfortable changes, luxury changes, say, with an hour gone, I could see Chiesa getting a good half hour, and we've seen him now every time he comes on. Like, he gets the assist for Darwin's goal. The other one, Dan's goal, was from a save from a Chiesa shot. Basically both in the same position, same area. So we give him a half an hour. Yeah, I predict Chiesa to score off the bench. What else? Mo to get his groove back, yeah, a little bit, and I'm not predicting any defender headers now after the weekend. We slung more corners into the box there than, and there were a lot more good corners. Not all of them, but a lot more good corners. So I'm not going to predict a defender header this week. I usually just throw in a defender header, but I'll go with a midfielder goal instead and say Dom looked a bit, back to his best the other day, so he might fancy rectifying that one that hit the bar and popping one in from 20 yards. So I'll give Dom and Chiesa off the bench.
Okay. I see the Jonathan Davies audition might be there. I got you. Big up Bernie. By the way.
On a free, yeah. He hasn't signed a contract. He's still on a free. He's definitely leaving. They haven't kind of managed to tie him up or tie him down to anything. No.
Yeah.
He's definitely still going. Yeah.
As of right now, he hasn't. He hasn't. I believe he hasn't signed an extension just yet.
Yeah, he'll be hot property.
He's going to be very hot property. I think he understands that. Yep.
The audition is right, though. The audition shout is right. You see these players, man. Look how well Kudus tried to play against us. This is, he's going to be on TV, big game. I wouldn't be surprised if this lad has one of his better performances. I'm not saying he turns it on like that, but that extra motivation to show everyone what he can do. I wouldn't be surprised if he's very lively, very involved, at least.
Yeah. Could be. Bring up something here. Is that So I'm going to go with my own score was I want 3-0. I would like to see 3-0. By the way, I'd like to see us get a clean sheet in front of the home crowd. Would be nice. It's getting back into the mindset of getting the clean sheets. Obviously, Ibu was even asked about that in the presser, and he mentioned about how it is something of an importance to him, as a defender. So it would be nice to see that. I know there's those that were very critical of Ali and of our defense in general. So it would be nice to see them get a clean sheet. But I am also, that's what my heart is saying, 3-0. But my head is telling me 3-1. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 Liverpool victory. I'll go with Salah. I'll go obviously with our number 9. And the third goal, I would like to see us get a goal possibly from one of those corners, considering that we didn't get any. Had a plethora, had like a hot number of corners last game that we should connect at least on one. But I do think that possibly, depending on which one of these players gets involved in the game, I have either Elliot or even Jaden Dans maybe getting a late appearance. Chances are it'll probably be already 3-0 or something like that if he does get an appearance. I understand that. But if we are up 2-0 and we happen to get him into the game late, hopefully Dans could get a goal as that third goal possibly. But if it is, I'm saying still all the same. I'm saying Salah, Nunez, Elliott, and I have Jonathan David scoring for trying to pull one back, but us being far out in the lead, hopefully by that point. I do have some interesting stuff to bring up too. So some interesting stats or facts, so that you guys can look like the smartest person in the room if you guys, wherever you guys end up watching this game at. Lille has never won a competitive game in England. They have never won a competitive game in England, which is very interesting. Very interesting. Lille's a good team. They've competed in a lot of different competitions, and whether it's Europa or even obviously Champions League, never won in England, which is hopefully the streak can continue. I would also say Divock Origi obviously started his career at Lille, correct? I believe so, right? He started his career at Lille, was his first team. Does anyone know how many goals he scored for the French side before joining the Reds, actually? I'll even give you extra points if you can tell me how many appearances he had, but do you know how many goals Origi had with them? Brian, you want to take a guess?
Sorry, how many goals Origi scored? Sorry, 1 second.
Lante. 23.
23? Okay. KJ saying 26. Max is saying 6. Okay. I believe I'll check for you, but I believe that it was Lille was his first club, or maybe if it's not his first club, it was the club that he was on before. But I'll double check for you. Divock. No, Lille was his first club. Yeah. He was at Lille. He started with Lille. He was with the Lille under-19s. Then he got promoted the next year in 2013 to Lille. Then we bought him, but then we loaned him back to Lille. And then the end of the loan came, and then we loaned him to Wolfsburg. Then that loan ended, and then he went to obviously Liverpool. Then he went on to then he ended up going to obviously Milan, Forest, back to Milan again as well. Okay. That's probably what it was then. I got you, KJ, saying that he was at the Genk Academy. But the answer to it was he scored 16 goals and he had 89 appearances for Lille. That was the answer that I found out. I think also, what's really wild is that Liverpool has scored in every Champions League home game since a certain date. You guys want to take a guess on that one then? I have some other cool trivia questions that we can pose that are pertaining to both teams. But would you try to? That was interesting. I saw this stat and I was very, very intrigued by it. We've scored in every home game since obviously some date, 2000, whatever, right? Can you guess what date it goes back to? When was the last? When the streak has started? Can you guess what the date of the streak has started? Callum is saying Liverpool, Real Madrid. Liverpool and Real Madrid in 2020, 2021. I don't think that was a 0-0. 2017. That's a very good guess. Bernie.
All right. Okay. What's the question?
Okay.
What was the Origi answer?
The Origi answer was 16 goals in 89 appearances.
Okay.
16 goals. Bonkers is saying 2018.
What's this question?
Okay.
What was this question?
This question was Liverpool has scored in every Champions League home game since 2018. Oops, I just gave the answer.
But okay. Hold on.
That was the question. 2018
right.
was the answer that I had. I know Callum is saying it's 2020, 2021, but I'll have to double check that one.
I have a question.
Yes.
Which Liverpool player joined Lille on loan in 2011 on a year-long loan?
Go ahead. Say one more time though. Just ask the question one more time so we can all hear again.
Which Liverpool player joined Lille on loan in 2011 on a season-long loan?
2011. I had to unfortunately have the chat in front of me, so but I wouldn't have guessed that answer that KJ said. But that might be right. That could be right.
Yeah, it is. Max got
it. It is? Okay. Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool. I did not know that. So cool. One time I would not have guessed that one. Trying to think of what else I was gonna bring up. One other.
One of the first players in a long time to go for, or one of the first English players in a long time to join a French club.
Well, can you tell me the last time Lille has faced Liverpool in a European competition? Either or.
I assume it's not
and
just
anyone
me,
in the chat can tell us.
Everybody.
Yeah, it's to the chat and to the Latte as well. The Latte's on. I see he's on mute, but
did we play them? Jeez.
In a European competition, not necessarily just in Champions League. So I'll give you. So that could be. I'll give you the hint that it could be either Europa or it could be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember facing them before, but we could have had them in a random European or.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hyler's right about the one particular player that was on the team.
See that? Yeah, that.
Yep.
That's what I was going to ask. Did we play him when Hazard was in the team?
Yep.
I had a vague recollection of that, but I was thinking I was.
Do you remember that? Do you remember the result of that matchup then maybe?
Well, I don't even remember the game, so I don't know
Oh,
why
you
you're
don't
asking
remember the
me.
game? Okay. I know Nalante's normally good at that kind of stuff, so that's why
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, I'm not. No, that's not my wheel. Like
that's not
scores
your
and games
wheelhouse.
from the year.
I see
That's
Hodgson era is correct on KJ saying that.
yeah.
We obviously it was, yes, Callum is right on that one as well. It was 4-0 on aggregate. No, it was actually, no, it was 3-1 on aggregate. 3-1. Because it was the round of 16 in 2010. Lille won the first leg, 1-0, thanks to Hazard, who scored their goal. And then we ended up beating them 3-0 to advance at Anfield. How old is that? Wow. That is wild. That is wild that he was a part of that. That shows you yes, we did. We lost away. We lost at Lille. And then we beat them 3-0 at home. Long time coming though. That is wild how long ago. That was 2010, by the way. Round of 16, 2010. Just a long time ago. But yeah, Jay Spearing is part of that game. That's even wilder though. Some of the other players that were on the team, KJ just put into the chat. Jeez, man. Jeez. Sometimes you think back to the players that we had on this team, and you're just like, wow. All right. The sheer fact that we were in any competition in Europe was sometimes a head scratcher on that one. Definitely so. But yeah, I know I asked you about how you thought they were going to set up, and I thought about those things. But and also we spoke on Jonathan David. It's going to definitely be a little bit of a debut for him, or audition for him, and him auditioning his talents for just the Premier League or just teams in general. Certainly. Score predictions. Do you think that we Ibu spoke at the presser today? He was obviously rep for the team, as we heard Arnie speak, and then we got to hear Ibu speak as the player rep for us today. He definitely offered out a lot of information. I put that in the start here from what Hyler was talking about. He said something, and I was live with them with the thing when he said what he said, which was wild for me to hear him say that. But it was something that I think all of us thought, or at least some of us thought maybe he basically returned to the team a little bit, I wouldn't say prematurely, but certainly rushed coming back, or emphasized him coming back maybe a little bit early. He made a point about saying, someone asked him, well, did you think that did you come back a little earlier or something, or did you come back because of the Gomez injury? Did that maybe prompt you to come back? He also spoke about how he was playing through pain. It was notable because I know in that first game we saw him play, he had a knee brace on. The next game he didn't have the knee brace on. And you also saw him get bullied off the ball, for instance, in that one incident where he was I believe, I'm trying to think of who was it that was going after the challenge with him. But I just remember he got bullied off the challenge, and it was something that we rarely see, is Ibu get bumped off a challenge by anyone really. And he spoke about how he's been playing through. I put up Hyler's statements here. Yeah, he's been playing through some pain, that he's been taking pain medication to deal with that pain. He spoke on his contract situation. We can talk about that later. But it was really, really something to hear player one be that genuinely frank with his answers and open with his answers. also for him to say, yeah, Gomez went down. He knew that the team needed him. He knows that he really, really believes so much and so wholeheartedly in the team and his importance to the team that he did push himself back, but he gave a shout out to our medical staff for getting him an opportunity to be ready to come back. And wasn't it a little bit, I think for me, it was a little bit overwhelming to hear that he recognized the fact that he wasn't 100%, but that he was willing to play through pain to help this team and also to be out there. Now, I don't know if that necessarily is a good or bad thing, because I mean, sometimes despite the fact that your brain, your mind's telling you, go out there, be strong, be there for your teammates, be there for your club, it's still a situation where that you could be a little bit of more of a detriment on the pitch because you're not able to do the things that you normally can do. And there are people, Kwanzaa, for instance, that could be asked to step up and just make the call. What were your thoughts on his statements? Like, what did you feel about that? You know, like, what are your thoughts about it, about his statements and what he had to say? Let's go to Delante. If you're back with us, I'll give you a second to see if you are back. Okay. Delante, what are your thoughts about, then we'll go to Brian.
Sorry, I missed the part of that. There's something about a statement. Can you just repeat that? Sorry, I missed some of that.
Yeah, the statement was made that he basically, Ibu spoke on how he knew that he had to come back because of the injury. He knew that he might have rushed himself personally back to get there. And in the presser, he mentioned it. In the presser, he said he's been playing through pain, but it's okay. You know, he'll get through it. It's just, you know, pain is just a part of the mental. You can get over it if you can just get past it. And I was just mentioning about how you could tell things. He was going through stages. He was wearing the knee brace in the first game he was back. The second game he was back, he didn't have the knee brace. You know, the third game, he certainly looked considerably more in touch with, you know, his abilities, you could say, you know, being able to take on. He was doing diagonal passes. He was, you know, tracking back to take on players. He wasn't getting bullied off of challenges. What were your thoughts about him openly coming out and saying he's playing through pain, but it's just something that he's willing to deal with because the team needs it? And does that maybe say a little something also about maybe, I don't want to say his natural belief in Kwanzaa, but maybe just something about the fact that maybe Kwanzaa's not up to the measure to be that person?
Go ahead, Nat.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit worrying. I'm a bit concerned, and that's a bit negligence from Liverpool and the medical team. If he's not 100%,
he gave a shout. He gave a shout to the medical team. I will give him that.
He did.
He said it was medical team. He says, shout out to the medical team for even getting me to this point, and the fact that, you know, they helped me, you know, possibly get ahead of the timeline a little bit. But he said he is playing through pain.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, they done well, but again, it's negligence in the sense of the fact you're rushing him slot playing in regards to crucial games that we could have gone the other way. We could have lost. Regardless of how good Ibu is. Play fit Kwanzaa. I know Kwanzaa's not the best form, but how do you know? How do you know Kwanzaa would have regret his form? I'd rather Kwanzaa played his 100% fit than not 100% Ibu, and it nearly cost us. So that was negligence on Slot's behalf. But in terms of his faith in Kwanzaa, you could be right. The jury out remains to be seen, but I still think Kwanzaa will eventually come good. It's just all players have gone through barren runs of just form. It's just form. It's just out of form at the moment. It's just not happening. It just needs to be loved and to be, you know, just be confidence regarding the situation, and just he needs an arm around him right now. And he does need games. I would love him to, you know what, I would actually loved him to start, because like someone said, like, as much as it's a nothing game tomorrow, and I think we can afford to start with Kwanzaa, but that's not going to happen. So Yeah, I just think I think Slot just sometimes certain things he just has to be careful, and Ibu could have easily picked up another injury, not being 100% fit. So I get it, but I don't want to see that again, and I'm a bit disappointed to hear that they kind of just forced the issue, and that's it's kind of a backhanded. It's kind of a bit of a slap in the face to Kwanzaa, or the most they could have done. If not, if you, for instance, you didn't want to start Kwanzaa, then start Endo. You saw how well he done as a centre back. So what there should be no way we should be rushing Konate unless we were really down to the bare bones. So yeah, a bit disappointed to hear that, if I'm honest.
Okay, Brian.
Yeah, I think the most important point you made is really not that it's not the other part, but we said it about how Frankie is, because if you go to every Premier League club and you put these guys out there, there's at least 3 or 4 guys in every team just getting a painkiller injection, just getting.
Yeah, that's what I
But
was gonna say. Let's not
yeah,
act
they
like
don't.
that's just the first player to ever,
Yeah, but they
because
don't
Steve. I was
rarely.
gonna say Stevie G used to get, you know,
Someone
pain.
got too many. Like
Yeah.
there used to be a setting basically in the early championship manager one was a really simple one. Basically, before a game, a player might be injured in inverted commas, and medical staff will send you an injury saying he can have an injection and play this weekend, but then he'll be out for 2 weeks, or he can miss this game and only be out for a week.
Right.
So it'll be we can give this guy an injection, he'll get through this game, but he's going to need 2 weeks to recover. Whereas if you don't play him, he'll only need a week.
Right.
And there's guys up and down the land that are doing it. But yeah, like you said, it's unusual for he was. I don't know. Maybe there was something in his tea today. He was very open, but it sounds. I saw parts of it. With these, a lot of times I just wait to read them afterwards because you can't really hear the questions a lot of the time. It's better
Right.
just read the transcripts afterwards. But he was open about his contract situation, which probably nobody was expecting. And
I wasn't
he
expecting for
was
him to answer it either, but go ahead. Yeah.
no, he was open about the fact that he's been. I think if you wanted to be cynical, you could say I haven't signed the contract yet. Basically, is what he's saying. The offer is there. Maybe this will be money, basically. Um, and then he's letting it be known that he is playing through pain for the club. That's not a bad PR move. If you want to get some fans behind you to say this guy is playing through the pain barrier for the club, give him what he wants, kind of thing. So not a bad PR move, but yeah, maybe they won't be putting him up in front of the next press conference. Maybe it'll be like Connor Bradley or something. Someone's not going to say anything wrong. But yeah, I think these things happen at every club. Is it bad management? Yeah, sorry, I was just reading someone was saying something about such and such a player not being trusted. Like what Nolante is saying, look, I'm not talking about selling players to get rid of players. What I'm saying is, if you got 3 guys who could be, if another guy was going to play them, back up and come in and rotate into your team, if you're not going to use them, and that means that you don't get to rotate or rest players that need rest, then you just sell those 3 players and bring in 3 guys that you will be prepared to rotate. And with someone like Kwanzaa, someone like Endo, I think Endo in the center half isn't a bad shout at all. But up against these guys, bit rapid, bit tricky. I mean, it's obviously going to be Ibu, but yeah, I didn't like any of it. But I'm not overly worried about the injury thing. I'm not
Okay.
overly worried about that. I just think that's just one of those things. Like I said it last night, we were talking about it last night. I said Ibu, he's one of those guys that needs rhythm. He needs to play to get up to it. He's one of those guys that say, "Give me the painkiller and let me go out there." It's half joking about it, but he then he comes out and said, "But he is that kind of guy. Just look, I'll take the painkiller. I'll go out there. I'll do it. Want to play. I don't want to be sitting on the bench getting rusty." So it really doesn't surprise me that someone like him is out there kind of pushing. But I think, like Bonker said earlier on, if it was serious, then he wouldn't be on the pitch.
Okay.
So it's obviously something. It's just managing a knock or something, or managing kind of some pain from something. Did he mention what it was from? What it was
Meaning,
residual from? Was it residual? Was it like say, "Oh, I'm still playing in pain from X injury or Y injury," or did he just say pain?
just basically the pain, or he's just
Yeah. Okay.
it's a way to deal with the some of the pain and I guess maybe a little bit of the inflammation that is on it. But he also said that it's something that he can play through, something that I think. Look, I'm going to openly admit, and I haven't shied away from the fact of like, and again, this can take away from maybe some of the top red BS or whatever. I was openly critical of Ibu in that quite often there were parts and points where Ibu wasn't playing last year, and it was interesting because there would be times where he would play for instance, for his international or his national team, and there would be, and then he would come back and not play for, or he wouldn't play for our team. He would then go out and play for the French team, and then one time he returned from his French time as well, French duties, and then not play for our team. So like I was like, look, we need someone that is reliable, someone that's going to be there for our team, and it was at a point where I was like, look, if you're not going to be available, then maybe this is a point whereas, and I think you're at a phenomenal status for your, abilities and for the likes of you being noted as being one of the top center halves in not only England, but possibly in Europe and the world, that maybe we would have cashed in and gotten a player that can be more reliable. But he's come into this year with a completely different mindset, I believe, a perspective that he's committed to being available, which is certainly great to see. Obviously, he got injured, and that injury took him out. But that was something that was an impact injury by the Endrick from Real Madrid. So I like the fact that he is willing to really put himself into a place where he knows that it's going to be tough. He knows you're never going to be 100%, but he's willing to play through the pain, and he's willing to make it work and count and recognize that he's an important part of the team. But I don't want him to put it where he would jeopardize himself for his entire career or something like that, or jeopardize himself from being a loss for the entire season. But I do like the fact that it is a manageable pain program that he's on, that he's able to actually produce and still contribute to the team. That's how I'm looking at it. And that's what I actually got from what he was saying, is that he's in that mindset of, he knows he's going to play through. He knows he's going to have some pain probably after the game and the likes, but he's like, I'm going to get this shot. I'm going to go and do my thing. And then afterwards I'll deal with the pain, and he's saying it's getting better. He is healing and getting better as the weeks progress. So that's at least positive, at least. Do you guys think elsewhere? You think I'm wrong for thinking that, or Brian or Delonte?
Well, Nolante's back. Let him go ahead.
Go ahead, Delonte.
Yeah, sorry. What were you saying? Sorry.
No worries. No worries.
No, I'll go. Yeah, and it was like you said, there was a time at the back end of that season where it was pretty much in for a game, out for a game, in for 2 games, out for another game. And it was getting very frustrating. Everybody's getting very annoyed about it, as rightly you should, and it's like, look, don't matter how good you are if you're sitting in the stands.
Yeah.
So he did seem to, like I've always said, he's a really big lad, Canadi. There's a lot of him to get injured, and he plays a high contact version. Like, football is contact sport, but he plays it at the peak. He goes into challenges, he gets involved. So even if he recovers from one injury, he's still getting kicked in the next game.
Mhm.
So he's always playing with something, a bruise, a kick, something like that.
Right.
But
Right.
he did seem to kind of grow out of that kind of inconsistency a little bit.
Hmm.
Never been injury prone, but like I say, he's a big fucking guy. You know, it's hard not to get injured playing football when you're sprinting and running. You're a big guy like him.
Yep. And you're
So
going to be engaging in tackles the way he does.
always
Yeah.
headers, challenges, everything like that.
Yeah.
It's impossible not to get kicked in a game.
Yeah.
So yeah, look. It's just I think it's always going to be him to a degree, but I think he's grown out of it a little bit. He's grown a little bit stronger. It's just it is kind of what it is.
Hmm. Yeah. But still, I guess we have a critic in the. I know Steve from Frank's channel, and apparently he is giving a critique of our channel. Look, man, you're more than welcome to have your own channel or your own presentation. I don't understand why you're trying to single out your fellow Reds, but like this at least. But all the same, we engage with our chat, we engage with each other on the panel, and we definitely keep everyone involved. And we are certainly respectful of each other on this channel. So if that's something you don't want to do, you do not have to participate in our channel. That's how I'm looking at it. So I hope that you stay, and I hope that you understand those parameters of how we engage with each other. But if that's not acceptable, then hey, brother, you're more than welcome to engage in other people's things. And if you're a Gooner fan, then more power to you, man. More power to you. But all right,
Steve,
with
you're a
that
troll.
done, I know. With that done,
You're a troll, Steve.
I get it. I get it. It's all good. It's going as the channel grows. We're going to have those people that are going to engage with us. Like
Sure.
that. That's how
It's
I see
okay.
it.
It's okay. You can listen to the greatness.
Yeah. I do have some questions for the chat and also for the panel as well. Considering our form as of late, we've had a couple of games, obviously, that we were bordering on the verge of everyone kind of losing their SHIT. You know what I mean? And we are certainly on the verge of doing it this previous game. But there was a point that obviously uplifted us all and got us into happy spirits. Then also getting to see Arsenal, apparently Steve's team, lose or draw against Villa was really, really good too. So who do you think is going to be the most crucial player in this upcoming match? Who do you think is going to be the most crucial player in this match, this upcoming match for us against Lille? In your opinion, who do you think is going to be that person? Lalante, what is your answer? And then we'll go to Brian. Put the name that you think is going to be the most crucial player in the chat as well.
You know what? Again, it's very hard because you don't know Slot. But if he starts, I think the man that got Drifty up of his chair and told certain haters to eat a you know what? That guy, him. If he starts, I think he's going to be a key player for tomorrow if he starts.
Okay. Brian, who's your most crucial player in this upcoming match in your mind? Who do you think is going to play the crucial player of the game?
Oh crap! Crucial games.
You can. I mean, you can say if you want to say. I would hope you say someone who's on our team, but I know there is a player on Lille's team that you could possibly say as well. So that's what you're angling at.
No, it's been crucial. Like I don't mean who's gonna run it, who's gonna be the best game. Crucial just means who needs to have the best game for us to have the best game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that to me then means whoever is locking down that defense, whoever has that tricky lad up front, that quick guy, David, and then Grav in the middle. Assuming Grav starts, Grav to hold it down, have a good game, because it all comes through the spine,
Okay.
Then you go up top, and you need the boys up top then to do their thing. Like, it's all there. But I say the crucial thing tomorrow has to be get it right, in terms of get it done early, give us a chance to make those subs we want to make, give those people time off, give those half hours to Chiesa. If you're starting Salah, just get that, what we're talking about, get that 2-0 up at halftime.
Yeah,
Settings
absolutely.
back, get that kind of team out there. And then we can make what we're talking about, the luxury changes then. You can give Chiesa half an hour, not just 8 minutes at the end. You can say, look, job done, halftime, away we go. We can get some people on now, but just get that kind of controlled winning type of game back and go from there. Because we do need time. Like, it'd be great to give Grav, Mo, assuming these boys start, Grav, Mo, and I don't know, even let's just say Trent, a half an hour off. Bring on Bradley, bring on Chiesa, bring on Jones or Endo, and then that would be the perfect set for me tomorrow. But yeah, they're all going to have to do it. We nearly have it over the line.
Yeah.
It's nearly over the line there now. So if they want to just be able to say, look at us top, if that means that to them, go, if they really want to hammer that thing home, go and do it tomorrow. You're not going to you will get better, but Lille at home, come on, lads. I know they're doing really, really well. But do they travel that well in the Champions League to a big club like us?
Yeah.
We'll find out. But we can't be complacent at all. That's why I think he'll go strong, because he won't be complacent, because he doesn't want to end up on negative.
He's already said that he's not going to go. He's going to go strong. He said that in the presser.
Oh, okay. So Nolante's not. I think Nolante's B team basically. Nolante rolled out the full B team caliber.
Right. Yeah. That's why I was trying to say, like, he's going to go strong in this matchup. He's not. This is a game that he's going to look at as being something that he wants to get done and dusted. That way, that PSV game is something that we don't have to put all of our eggs in the basket, I guess, if you want to put it that way, and have to worry about it going forward with that. If you were to go on, let's see. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that's what Steve is saying.
Steve making a sensible comment. Hold on, Steve.
Yeah. Coming back. All right, Steve.
Congratulations, Steve. Coming back to reality, yeah?
Yeah. Positive energy. That's all. We were saying, I was going to ask too, though, then. And you said something that I think is, I'll just give my moment, for instance. You're right. I think tomorrow, I would like to see us go into halftime with a 2-0 lead. I think that would be one of the key moments for us tomorrow. That would be a defining moment for the game. This is to be able to say we're up 2-0. It's halftime. There's no worried about, it's 0-0 at halftime. We have to worry about halftime, the halftime corrections and the likes and such, or there's something where we're even down 1-0 or something like that, and we have to figure out how we're not even going to get the equalizer, but try to get the possible game winner. There's no halftime adjustments being made or on the lines of because of the necessity of it all. I think more of it, I would like to see us making halftime adjustments simply because of the actual, I want to say privilege, but actually the actual comfort that we could be in by having a 2-0 lead. But for you and the chat, by the way, as well, for you on the panel, we'll go this time. We'll go Brian, then we'll go to Monte. What's the one key moment you're expecting to find this game tomorrow? Like a big save, maybe a defensive mistake, a magic moment like we had yesterday. or even something as general as what I said, which is that, going into halftime with 2-0 lead or something, or what is it that you think is going to be a defining moment for us in this game tomorrow?
Okay, so not only are we expected to predict scores, not only are
You're
we
expecting.
expected to
We're doing the
predict
whole
the
crystal ball.
score,
Yeah, exactly.
we're now expected to predict defining moments
Yeah, do something
and
like
most
maybe
important
you could
players.
say something like, "Hey, Chiesa gets a wonder goal. That'll be the defining moment. He lifts everyone up." That could be your moment. That's all I'm saying. Like, what do you think is going to be? What could be a defining moment?
Delante, have you got one of them
In your pocket?
crystal
Yeah.
ball things?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I've got one, bro.
Oh, he's got.
You
I'm
want
sure he
Oh,
can say grab. Grab does
Oh
like a
no.
box to box and carrying of the ball goes through pirouettes, top corner.
Oh no.
Oh,
Better than that.
better
It's
than
better than
that.
that. Better than
Okay.
that.
Okay. Big up
We're
Abdul,
doing
by
it.
the way. Big up Abdul.
Just work with me here, guys. Or work with
Okay.
me, chat.
Okay.
I
Well, you
mean,
guys in the chat can do yours too. You can include yours as well about tomorrow's game. You can get creative. Definitely get creative.
yeah. It's 2-0 to Liverpool.
Right.
Graver's got his goal. Kaiser has started. The full 9 minutes has got his goal. It's 90 minutes. Someone has got a hood on. There's an unknown player in the squad. Slot tells this on player to come on. He takes off the hood, his jacket. Who is it? He's meant to be injured. Joey G.
Oh, Joey
He comes on
G.
the perch. He gets his logo in goal. And you hear the biggest erupt in Anfield since
That would be
knowing we won
awesome.
that league.
That would be
There you go.
awesome. Joey G's like, you're
We'll talk
down.
about
You're
crystal
not even
balls.
down. It's 0-0, and all of a sudden
Yeah,
you hear like
yeah.
Joey, and all of a sudden like Joey G comes
I
out
don't know
from the
what would
locker
be the biggest reaction. Us winning potentially the league or Joey G getting his first goal out of the cup end.
room. Exactly.
But yeah, obviously that would have happened, unfortunately. But yeah,
Yeah. I don't know if that'll
you know
happen,
no,
what?
for today.
but that would be great. That would be great. There you go. Max has got one. He says Salah scores an overhead bicycle kick for the first time That would be great. As long as he doesn't hurt himself. Yeah, that would be fantastic to see.
Yeah, okay. That's
Okay.
that's
Yeah, see,
so,
what's the harm in just, having a little fun with it and just, and enjoying and putting something out there in the universe for the universe to be like, oh, okay, I hear you. All right. I can maybe work that in. A lovely grab, turn, and pass to Cody, who cuts in and hits a top corner. That could possibly happen. That could possibly happen. I can see that maybe happen. Keller gives a goal kick into Lille's net. That would be fantastic, by the way. That'd be fantastic. That would definitely be fantastic. Oh man. I'm only wishing Igal would show up. I'm only wishing Igal would show up. Oh man, that would be fantastic. Highlight something mentioned before. It's missing the game about so should LC go 36 minutes into this game without Lille scoring. LC will set a new club record for most minutes without conceding a goal in Europe. Okay. That's an interesting statistic. I did not know that one. Hi, Lord. Appreciate you sharing that. That's pretty cool. It'd be interesting to see. I mean, that's definitely going to have my eyes on the clock because, I mean, like, how sometimes the universe can sometimes work and they'll see that and be like, okay, 35th minute. Something stupid like that, Oh, man. All right, so we got
It
a little
highlights.
something. Yeah, a little something. Brian, did you want to tell us your Mystic Meg,
Oh,
as Max put it, moment?
all right, yeah. Christ, I don't know. Yeah,
Oh,
Chiesa comes on and dribbles the defense and pings it in the top corner.
there you go. There you go. That's all.
But no, I was just saying with the thing with the record there shows how strong we were back in the first half of this season
Yeah, yeah,
defensively. You know, because a lot of those games were kind of, we were just picking back up kind of in the Champions League a little bit. So a lot of those games were early in the season, which is what he was talking about, us not, not being in that stage again until recently, keeping those clean sheets again. So until Brentford there. So if we can get back to that, keeping a clean sheet at home again, because this will be a strong test. This will be a strong test, I think. I don't think we'll have it all our way tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, because Liverpool's midfield has been obviously we've been one of our strong points, especially when they're all healthy and they're working together. Whether it is, I personally do have the preference of seeing our midfield be Grav, being Maka, and also being Dom as our midfield. I know some people have some variations of that they prefer to see. Excuse me. And cool, Steve. I'll star your prediction as well for that, because we try to keep a little tabs on everyone that predicts things. But two questions since we're talking about it. A, do you think that our midfield will be able to overrun or basically handle the duties tomorrow against a decent Lille side, obviously? And also, second question actually, would be Lille often focuses on their wide players when they do some of their approaches. Obviously, David is a focal point as well, but they do like to produce things from their wide players, like Bamba, or maybe even Cabela, or Bakker, or even Zagrova. Do you think that we will have? Who do you think they're going to target tomorrow? Do you think they're going to target more Robbo's side? Do you think they're going to target more Trent's side again? How do you feel about that? Do you think that that's something that we have to keep our eye on? Because I'm certain that they're going to try to possibly get something on. They're definitely more of a counterattacking team, so they're certainly going to try to capitalize on our high line. Do you think what do you think is going to be their focal point in Lante tomorrow?
I think they'll target the left-hand side. Personally.
Okay. You mean our left-hand side, or their left-hand side?
No, our left-hand side with Robbo.
Okay.
They'll target that area.
Okay.
Yeah. So right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make you want to maybe start Tsimikas? Or are you confident that Robbo should be able to handle himself on that side?
It's a good question. I mean, they got good players, but no one like outstanding apart from Jonathan David and Sabia. I'll stick with Robbo. I mean, because he didn't play, and there's another game for him to, just prove his mettle.
Okay. How about for you, Brian? You can answer either or question. You can answer the question if you want to take the one about the midfield. You can do that one, or if you do both, or you could just do the one about where do you think they're going to try to focus their attack against us. Oops.
I don't know. I don't know a lot about how they play.
Okay.
Just like you said I mean, that guy can probably switch left and right. I think they'll, like you said, place on the counter attack and use pace, skill, trickery to run at us in those areas. So probably both. I'd say they'll probably try and just do it that way.
They try to just basically, though, they won't, because sometimes a lot of I remember in that depiction of our team by the LC transfer room guy, Charlie, he was saying, they've all year they've been just basically focused on Robbo's side. And I don't agree with that, obviously. I think that some teams have focused on attacking Trent's side of the pitch. Some teams have focused on attacking Robbo's side of the pitch. Some have somewhat tried to just take whatever opportunities are there, they'll just take them, and there's no preference on either side. But I didn't know if you thought that they were going to like try to, maybe because of a certain player or something like that, they're going to try to like pinpoint that side of the pitch. That's why I was asking that question.
Yeah, I don't know enough about him.
Okay. Lille beat Heiler's Tang, but
Yeah, and that midfield is, to me, is the same. Yeah, it's the same. That's our obvious midfield three to me. Strongest, definitely.
I have a question then for you too as well. This question is pretty much got brought up because of some of the conversation that we've had because of the last game, some of the obvious slight U-turns some people have made about some of the players on our team and some of the ups and downs they've been going throughout the season. We saw Nunez score 2 great goals yesterday, by the way. We saw Nunez score 2 great goals yesterday. And obviously, one was helped on by the inclusion of Elliott. We got to see also Trent with a great persistence in the box to try to get the pass through, because he tried to get the first pass through. It got deflected. Fortunately, back to him. He got a fortuitous bounce. It got back to him, and he was able to try to attempt to cross it again. And this time, it was a pinpoint, beautiful pass, easy tap in, virtual easy tap in for Nunez to get it in for our first goal. And then the second goal, which was very interesting, was that it was Nunez cutting in somewhat in front of. I don't know if you thought if that pass was going to Salah or not, because Salah was on his left, by the way, in that for that second goal. He kind of like got there. He kind of came in though before it could get to him, obviously, and he ended up really getting a absolute blast. He he like hit the upper part of the net, the roof of the net with his shot. The one thing I noticed is that was like one of the rare times we've tried to, find our number 9 as that outright number 9 necessarily. Like those are used. I think Brian spoke on this yesterday. And Lante, you might have said something very similar to this point, that those were more of your number 9, your essential number 9, striker type goals. Obviously, more of your strikers style setups as well, where you focus in on that player getting that approach to the goal. Do we think that we're going to see more of that going forward, where we start to try to, if you are going to involve, whether it's Nunez, whether it's Diego, even if it is Lucho, but more so especially if it's Diego, and especially if it's if there are number 9s, if it's even maybe Jaden Dans, I don't know. Do you think that there will be a little bit more of a emphasis or more of a structure style tweak to the system, where they start trying to create more opportunities that you normally do get for your 9s, as opposed to, trying to stay with the emphasis of getting our wings, getting our, virtual inside forwards, but our wingers more of the opportunities. Brian, you have an idea on that?
I don't think it'll change what he does. No.
Okay.
I think he's all about his wingers. He's all about Gakpos and Salahs and people like that. I keep bringing it up. Like the guy that worked with him at Feyenoord was saying, paraphrasing, Arnie always said to just keep buying me wingers, keep buying me wingers. That's where he likes to focus his play, and with a little false 9, a Bobby Firmino style. So I just think he's thankful that he can bring these guys on that can impact the game, but I don't think we're going to all of a sudden start, changing the focus of our attack. It could be completely wrong, but as it stands, I just see he brought him on to impact the game. He impacted the game.
and that's that.
But it won't. Yeah, exactly. It won't be the
Back,
okay. We got to rip up the
back to
attacking
form, in
blueprints.
a sense. Yeah.
Let's change everything. So
Okay.
no, but like I said, like I said yesterday, people know what I mean. But if he doesn't score that first goal, he doesn't score the second goal because, like you said, he almost stole in and took it. Like a striker should. The first one going in gave him that confidence that when the second one presented itself, he was just, no, this is mine, man. Whereas if he'd say missed the first one, he might not have had, but you could see like the confidence from the first one gave him the extra confidence to basically just, like you said, step ahead, going, I don't care if Mo is there, I'm taking this. This is mine, and he buried it.
Right.
He absolutely buried it. So the
Mm-hmm.
confidence from the first one, I think,
It spurred
really
him.
just,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
just gave him that. No, this is mine, man.
This is mine.
I'm
Yeah.
on it. Yeah, this is
And you
mine,
know how
man.
he is with Mo too. Like a lot of the players on our team, if Mo's there or if Mo's in the vicinity to take it, they will, sometimes take a step back and allow for Salah to have at it. Like here's our big dog, let him eat first type deal. But I think that's why. Again, I know Dara's in the chat asking, do I really think that they are great goals? I think they are great goals simply because the first one was more of a tap in, but I mean, it was the sheer fact that, like, how often have we seen sometimes his shots like that get, him like more so somehow find the keeper rather than find the empty spot in the goal. But the second goal I thought was a really nicely taken goal. Like it was an absolute, there was no chance, even if the keeper wanted to, he would have went probably back into the goal with the ball at how hard he kicked it into that goal. And sometimes,
Vital goals, pivotal goals, important
yeah.
goals. So, but ain't
And
none of the, they're not
I
winning
agree with this
goals.
on Marquez too.
Yeah, but
The
they're not
first
winning
goal, he had a
goals.
nice touch. Like sometimes you might
Yeah.
think he might try to first, just one time it or that approach, but he had a nice touch to settle it, bring it down, put into a spot of the pitch that he could actually get a real good crack on it. And once he got
Oh
to
yeah,
let loose,
that's a sheer, that's a striker's finish.
that was a
So,
really
but I think
nicely taken goal.
that's true too. But I think there's one caveat. I think the slight different take for me in the second goal is that Salah done well to get out of the way because that ball was coming directly to him. But I think he must have got the shout from Nunes and said, you know what? Again, like Brian said, confidence. This is mine for Nunes to take it and bang. So Salah did well to come out of the way.
Yes,
So
they didn't bump into each other or get in each other's way.
Yeah.
Absolutely great.
So I think he definitely did get a shout because Salah. We know he's a goal. So that was good. That was good play.
Yeah, but Max, we've already established goals don't matter, right? So whether they're great goals, good goals don't matter, Max. We all know
That's
they
a
don't
previous
matter.
conversation on the Irishman Football Channel, by the way.
Yeah. Go like, share, subscribe, everyone. The Irishman.
Yes, definitely.
I'm coming soon.
Yes, Chiesa, Elliott, and then the likes to join. That's what Hyler is saying. It was very touching to see that second goal against Brentford that was executed from Chiesa, Elliott, and Nunez. It was very
subs working again, like Jordan said the other day. The subs coming on and making a difference.
Yeah. I like the fact that Elliott is also starting, I think, get more, despite him not starting. Obviously, some of us wouldn't mind seeing him start here and there. But the fact that Elliott was an instant contributor pretty much into the game. I like the fact that, yes, he's not getting, he could probably get, caught up in his feelings. Oh, there's a great, let me see, make sure I have these. I think I uploaded them. Let me double check and make sure. I don't even know if you guys saw, there were some great quotes, by the way, that Elliott made. Did you get to see the quotes that he brought out?
Yeah. Saw them. Yeah. Nothing that I didn't expect for him to say. That's how he's. Yeah. Nothing. No surprising for me.
Let me see
So
if I can bring up these.
He gave it to full Harvey, didn't he? He's done that before,
yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah. If he had it his way, he'll stay at Liverpool for the rest of his career. If he had it
I
his way,
love that. I love that.
yeah,
why wouldn't you? I mean, what's he think? Because he knows, man. If he leaves here, he ain't going to Real Madrid or Barca.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to leave here. He knows he's at the top now. Those
yeah.
boys, they know. Most
Maybe,
players that leave Liverpool, you can pick out the few that go on and do bigger and better things, but you can probably count them on one hand in modern
Mhm.
yeah,
times anyway.
yeah,
So
just about.
Harvey will know this is where he wants to be.
Yeah.
But
But
what's the chances of him staying here for? Sorry, no. But if he
no, go on.
say till he's 30, he'd be here 14 years, and you'd still have a few years left in your career at 30.
100%.
That guy he's going to be like older than some of the freaking buildings at some. He's just been him and Joey G. They'd be like, oh yes, sitting there with their pipes going. Oh, I remember when this was all fields. That kind of thing. Like,
Possibly so. Possibly so. It'd be like on the rocking chair on the porch, being like,
yeah,
"I remember in my time."
yeah. There was no such thing as Wi-Fi in the canteen back in my day. It's like,
Those
Yeah,
are boys. I
man.
tell you, the player codes, but Mohamed Salah I
That'd be
played with.
definitely funny.
The Egyptian legend.
yeah, but Gomez, especially, but Gomez has seen this
Maybe.
club
Maybe so.
Yeah,
rebuilt in his whole time. Gomez, like when Gomez came in, the club that he came into, the stadium even that he came into, the training ground,
yeah,
uh, everything. We've a new training ground, basically a brand new stadium. We've won a league, we've won a Champions League. He came in, a couple of million quid under Brendan, promising little defender from Charlton, sure, who knows kind of thing. And he's seen everything at this club.
Mhm.
He's seen a lot, man. He's his book
Mhm.
is one I don't really do the footballer book thing, but a Joey Gomez book, everything is going to be in that. Like he's just been here through the whole lot, like, and he's still here.
Yeah, he has been. He's been
yeah.
still here.
Brandon, Klopp,
Still here.
Slot,
So that's the new one now, yeah.
Suarez, Gerrard. He's just been here through all of it. Like so, his book will be hopefully it'll be a good one. He'll
Yeah,
do good. He'll have some stories, and he
yeah,
never does big interviews. He doesn't do that kind of stuff. So hopefully he does put them all down one day because like he's seen players he's seen come and go.
yeah. Clever.
Pretty impressive. Pretty incredible.
Oh, Ragnar, big Ragnar.
Yeah, big Rara, yeah. Oh, Clavers. I think, yeah. Oh, yeah, because that's the time when Klein, Lallana. No. Oh, yeah, Lallana was there, yeah. Lallana when he first came in. Bobby just joined, yeah. Flipping heck, yeah. With Joey, it's kind of unfortunate international wise. When the peak, I say in the best form of his career, he's always been injured at the end or missing Euros and World Cups for England. Otherwise, he would have been the first team. He would have been an established international player. I really do feel he's happening at
Yeah.
the wrong time. And yeah. And obviously, like Southgate, obviously he rates him. He's going to be England's first name on the team sheet, but the injuries have affected his international career. Sadly, I know I think he was in the Euro 24 squad. He just didn't get a game. Surprise, surprise. But there you go.
Yeah, surprise.
Yeah.
Not much
Yeah.
really. When it comes to
Yeah.
Southgate and his selections and the choices he
Yeah,
makes.
the dull selections and the favourites anyway. But back to as Brian was saying about Elliot. Yeah, I think you see, look, with Elliot now, I know big up Colonel who came out. I mean, 12. You still haven't told me. I mean, how you made that happen. We'll speak offline. Your little black book on Connects. Yeah, look, Colonel and Rastacab, big up Rastacab, Beijing Barnes team, wanted Elliot
Yes,
gone.
definitely. Street.
So, which I'm a bit, no, that's fine. Everyone's got opinion, but again, the names that someone, I don't know, it's Mark, might be you, Mark. Apologies, might be not you. Someone saying Gibbs White, Eze, and they're not needle movers to me. And I don't
No.
understand why Elliot is just, and then His, Elliott's just been disregarded. I'm a bit surprised, if I'm honest. He's a quality player. I'm
No,
not saying he's the world's best. He's a quality player. There's certain things he can do that Sobo and Jones don't do. He can affect the areas. I'm not saying a better player or not. That's without judgment. I'm saying he can affect the game more in the final areas than both. And you just saw a little glimpse. And he's 21 and he's only going to get better. And how do you get better? Is if you get more games, prove yourself. And he has proved himself.
Yeah.
He has proved himself. He can be similar to Endo, Endo, none of us, apart from JK and 12 here, 12 was die on that Japanese. JK, JK and yourself, you dying with your samurai sword at the top of that hill. 12 were, all back him, and I wasn't, but again, he done his job. He done a job for us. And you can't, if a player is doing his jobs, whether it's 10 games, 15 players, we can't start saying, we can go. But if we're gonna sell Elliot, you better get me the world's best. You better get me a needle mover, a real top dog. You know what I mean? That's the only way I want. If you're gonna let Elliot go, or if you're gonna get a DM, an actual DM like a Tua Tremeni or Subi, or I'm just trying to think of another DM off the top of my head. I can't think right now. I'm gonna get another actual DM. Then fine. Then you're gonna put McAllister in the 10. Then fine. But apart from that, don't give me some flimsy names for Elliot. You want to get rid of Elliot, you get me a needle mover.
Yeah, I'm going to share with you guys some of the things that I did see. I thought that were really cool to see, like some of the comments. This is just in case some of you out there haven't seen what he had to say. And this is, again, I put this on my Twitter page or X page. And the reason why I did comment on this was simply because you don't really get to see this type of loyalty, this type of admiration and appreciation for the club that they started with, or for the club that not necessarily they started with, because this isn't necessarily the club he started with, but the clubs that really showed the faith, showed the real belief in the player, how the city has embraced him, how his teammates have certainly created a family structure enough so that you feel like not only you're part of a family, but you don't want to necessarily leave the family. And it was a beautiful thing to see. Because here, I'll show you this. This is what I mean. Let me include this for you guys here. And then I'll also read some of the actual quotes that he made too, as well. So I'm gonna bring this up. Whoops, I thought I brought it up there. Add to the stage. So this is something, again, this is what Harvey had to say about a lot of things. I'm gonna bring up a couple of the quotes that he made. He said, "We're not a team, we are a family." That was exactly what he said in the quote. It's a beautiful moment, beautiful time, beautiful presence to say something that I do. This is what I was trying to emphasize to Steve. Red Rebellion, Dara, Max, KJ, Hylor, everyone that's a part of the group here, Bernie, some of you already well know, Redbird and the likes, and there's probably reasons why you are here together with us. But I mean, I think that goes even beyond just the actual team. I think that the whole concept of us all being Reds is a beautiful thing. It creates a beautiful community, and it creates a family style community amongst us. And I think that exists because we certainly, I think, want to replicate, if not reflect, what our team is. And that's what's beautiful about it. We're not just here because of the team. We're here because we're all family. And I think that's a beautiful statement that he made. He also went on to say, something I'd like to see. Liverpool is my club. That's what he quoted to Lewis Steele. It's something that, again, it's something I really, really like seeing. Harvey Elliott said this about Liverpool. He said, "Liverpool is my club. Liverpool is my team. I want to fight for my place, fight for my position in the team. It's down to me to put in the effort, the hard work, the desire to make the achievement. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep fighting." That was again, according to Lewis Steele, who brought up that quote. And I think it's just amazing when you hear those kinds of statements from players that, of course, I know, some might just say it because, they feel this way or that. But Liverpool is my club. Liverpool is my team is exactly what the quote was actually. Want to go on to say. And it's why you can't help but to root for a player like that. You can't help to root for someone that really puts so much emphasis on the badge and so much emphasis on the faith and loyalty that he has to really his teammates, to the city, to the global fan base. It's a beautiful thing to see. That's really what I'm getting at. Did you guys have something else you wanted to say on this one too, or no?
No, not much. I think that's all that's said to be so about Harvey. He wants to stay, and I just hope he gets more chances. And I do think Slot sees a play in him. It's just when he will get his chance. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's some absolute great shots, by the way, that I wanted to share as well beyond that, because there were other statements made certainly after the game that saw us when it was. I'm certainly hoping that we can. It's a good adrenaline shot, but I'm certainly hoping that it goes even beyond just like that. There's no like let down or come down off of that adrenaline. There were some really touching and really awesome shots that were included in that win that we had. I know we're coming up on the last basically 20 minutes of the show, so I wanted to be sure to be able to include some of these things for you guys as well. And let me share with you this one real quick. I think you'll enjoy this one, Lante. You'll like this little quote that I saw. This is something that was really, really cool to see. This was I follow Ryan on his I follow him on X. And on his X, he said, "We all enjoy a late win. Pick up the grab.
Yeah.
Pick up the gravy, recognizing."
Yeah.
That was definitely cool to see. I'll tell you this too. This was some other cool stuff to see. And this is what I mean by I'm hoping that we can take this momentum and have it follow forward with us. The sheer look, not only just, obviously, Nunez is happy. Obviously, it's for many reasons. Nunez is over the world. Joy for scoring that goal. But if you can take a look at how happy and how like ecstatic Salah is in the back, he almost looks like he scored the goal himself, practically, in that he's just in utter oh man, I didn't know we were going to get this, but we got it. Kind of never give up type mentality that we have. And just the sheer fact that we got it. There's some great picks that were taken in this game that were certainly the case. You can see here, if you want even a better emphasis of you can look at, so I don't know what Salah's looking at whoever took this picture, whoever's the photographer took this picture. That's a great moment right there. Because Salah's looking at that Nunez I don't want to take a word from Annie, but he's like, oh, you SOB. Oh, I can't believe it. He just does it. He's like one of those things that just pure energy, pure good vibes, pure good stuff there. Because Darren went on to say, he went on to Sky Sports. I'll even include this one too as well, because this was super cool to see. these two are fast becoming best buddies on the team too. Darwin Nunes, speaking to Sky Sports, said, "I think you have to stay mentally strong." Obviously, he said this in most likely Spanish and not English, but
Yeah, the interpreter.
yeah, and interpret it this way. But
Yeah, an
he said,
interpreter
"I think."
in
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I think you have to stay mentally strong, never give up. He says, I never throw the towel in. I carry on working. I'm always going to give, and this is another reason why I love this. I love this individual with our team, and I just love the character and just the pure energy and beauty of it all. I'm always going to give everything for Liverpool. Let me reemphasize that. I'm always going to give everything for Liverpool. These 2 goals will help with my confidence. But that first sentence that I just said, though, was really, really touching and telling of what it is, of what it is for some of these players. I spoke on how Elliott was going in, I spoke about on how like some of these players, the way that you get to see them react the way they do is really, really beautiful. I'll even show this one too. This was you can see how happy this is on the second goal, how happy Chiesa is, how happy Chiesa was to be involved. Like as in being able to contribute. It's one thing to be a bystander or to a lot of the wins and the happiness and the glory. Like sure, you're going to react, you're going to be happy for your teammates, but when you're actually able to get out there and contribute, that is just straight adrenaline. Straight beautiful adrenaline. Chiesa on top of the world with his contribution on that assist, and just like one of the first to kind of like get in on the celebrations. And I was so happy to see Chiesa join that celebration. So
it's funny, the anti-Liverpool agenda and rumors and pages have spread some lies. I mean, first it was Kiesa's homesick. He doesn't want to be here. He's not settling in. The weather, the English weather's got to him. He wants to leave. Does that look like a man who wants to leave?
Yeah,
some of these
exactly.
anti-Liverpool agendas, some of these Liverpool websites, some of these people, so-called fans. It's just funny that everyone seems to know. Like we can have opinions, but you don't know. Look, that's not a guy who wants to leave.
That doesn't look like a man who's homesick right there, like
yeah, exactly,
it doesn't look
yeah.
like his mind is somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, just 12. It's just, bro, it's just ridiculous. And then the next one, oh my god, Brian and 12, our residents, our friendly Liverpool fanboy, Mr. Deeney, has come out with some lies again.
I know, I heard about that.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I did see
Brian, have you heard it?
I haven't heard exactly what he said, but I heard that I saw a post telling him to hold that, basically, or something like that. Basically, just tell him to go stick it where the sun don't shine, type thing.
Yeah. So basically, if I'm sure you know 12, and Brian, I'm not sure if you know about chat. I'll give you the districts. So basically, 2 things in the game. Didi, weirdly enough, said Salah didn't look infused or happy enough when Nunes scored, and that at the end of full time, he went straight down to the tunnel and he didn't acknowledge the fans. So obviously, social media picked that up, and one fan called him out. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and you can see clearly that Salah acknowledges the fans before heading down the tunnel, and as you showed in the picture before, a man that was ecstatic for his strike partner.
Absolutely.
But, hey, he just doesn't like Mo. He just doesn't like Mo. Don't worry. I wouldn't show Mo to your kids. I mean, yeah, but that's fine. No problem. No problem, Troy.
Oh, crazy, man.
I know. He's the mind boggles, isn't it?
This guy right here, they're hanging out. Yeah, this guy who's sitting next to each other on the plane ride home. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he doesn't like that guy. What? Yeah. He's got issues with him, right? Yeah. And like, I get it. You want to be relevant. You want to get clickbait. You want to get the headlines. You've accomplished it. We're talking about your stupid comments that you're just pulling out your keiser. Like, whatever, man. Go do one.
Exactly. And just before you go on 12, sorry, 12. Just before you go on, just a word to the wise to Mr. Jamie Phillips and K Mac. Please don't come out of any rumors that you know someone when you don't. Please, I don't want to hear no Endo, this player Guardiola. I don't want to hear any of that. Please, you don't know. None of us do. We can have our opinions, but please don't know. You tell me it's for fact that you know. Otherwise, I'll start saying that person I know when I went to Liverpool Hotel a year ago. They know that Mo's going to Saudi. I mean, let's just stop, please, and just have the opinions and not say that we know. Thank you. 12. So
I'll tell you this. This was interesting for some of the people out there because it was a meaningful thing. It was a very meaningful thing. Yesterday brought a lot of jubilation for some, for others, not so much. And I can show this. Let me take down this statement real quick.
Yeah, we know you can, Max. We know you can.
We get you.
You still got it, dude. You still got it.
Yeah, you still got it. But I'll tell you this. This could be absolutely, this should be a thumbnail for us maybe tomorrow or after this Lille game. We can maybe use this as a thumbnail because, yeah, there was a moment when we were looking like, oh, are we about to get into this 0-0 draw, another dropping of points? Is this about to happen? Is this really about to happen? Martinelli was on cloud 9, basically, you had Arteta telling the people to stand up at Emirates. What a difference these two games resulted in, and the opinions and the vibe and everything else. This might be inaccurate, it might be a doctored picture. I'm not certain, so I'm only going to say this is allegedly what we saw Nunez saying. But to all those that were Nunez haters and all those that are even Liverpool haters out there, more so than not, my guy telling you where we stand, bros and sisters.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. Hold that. Oh man, there you go. And let me say this too, because I'm an equal opportunity, equal opportunity with my banter and the likes, because I was trying to get an answer yesterday. I unfortunately couldn't get an answer, which I'm pretty disappointed because we all saw, Manchester United get that come from behind victory against Southampton. Obviously, when their 12th man, a mouse run onto the pitch and help their efforts. In that, I was just trying to figure out. I was asking an honest question about what's his salary range? Like, what is he on? Is he on like similar wages as Bruno, as Master Splinter? I'm just inquiring just so I can understand how much he's getting paid to obviously help Manchester United. But then, unfortunately, Manchester United got put to the sword by Brighton at home to equal. Put it this way, they've now equaled the most losses under the name Manchester United, because the other two times they've scored either or lost 6 games at home, or I believe the most times they've ever lost at home was 7 times. What was their name before they became Manchester United? Does anyone remember what their name is?
Heaton United, something like that.
Yeah, like it's a B word. I want to say like
Heaton, something like that.
Heat.
Heat's the second word.
Newton Heath.
Okay.
Newton Heath.
Yeah, there you go.
Brad's right.
Yeah.
That's when they break out the Norwich scarves,
the green and yellow, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Newton Heath.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are the guys they consider themselves the real proper,
the real right
if this doesn't happen, we're gonna we're going to get out the Norwich scarves basically, which is what they do because they can't get Newton and Heat ones, and Norwich scarves look similar, so they kind of get them and they throw them around, tie them up so they look
Oh, I
like
got
Norwich
you.
scarves.
So they probably just get the green and yellow, but they don't get it with the actual. Not doesn't say the
Yeah,
name.
too much hassle, too much
Yeah,
hassle to do that, But the
right.
Mank Mouse, I think he's got his own podcast now,
Does
apparently.
he? Is he doing
Yeah,
a
yeah,
podcast
yeah,
with the? Is he doing it with the Pizza Rat from New York
yeah, yeah.
City? Possibly.
He's
I didn't
doing
know.
like tales from behind the scenes kind of thing, as in, mouse
Got
tales
you.
and rat tales,
Good for
from
him.
behind.
Good for
Yeah,
him.
oh yeah, he's blowing up, man. He's blowing up. He's already got his own team
Well
behind him and all
done.
that.
Well
Yeah, yeah.
done. Well done. I mean, there's those out there that have movies like Ratatouille and and now he can have his own movie, Life at Old Toilet. Good for
Oh
him.
well, look, once Jim Ratcliffe finds out what he's on, he's gonna fire him because
Oh,
that's what
well,
he
that's a
does.
different story. That's a different
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
So he's gotta go and make his own money now, he's gotta use his
Yeah, he's
15
got to go.
minutes to
Yeah,
go make
I'm
that money.
sure. I'm sure.
Trust the process.
Oh yeah, I'm sure him and Rashford are talking about
Yeah.
how tough it is. How tough it is. I'm sure to be Manchester United players. I'll tell you who else can tell you how tough it is. And now I understand why their result yesterday was they got burned. This has been revealed, by the way. This was apparently Onana's gloves yesterday, which makes sense. It makes sense now. Now that I see this, now I understand why they're having issues as of late. So I guess Onana will be trying to look into buying some new gloves and figuring out what he needs to do to make this not be an issue where they end up losing maybe a seventh time, which is absolutely incredible that they're in
Did
this.
you hear what Amarim said?
Oh, yes, about how they're possibly the worst
It's
team.
the worst Man United in history, and he means
Yep.
probably like Premier League history because they've been worse. They've been relegated and shit, but
Yep.
that's not great. It's not great
Not
for
good to
United.
hear from your. It's not good to hear from your coach.
Yeah, because
Not
he's
good.
been
That was
there.
brilliant.
He's been there. Like, obviously, he's become in mid-season, but this is kind of his idea. We're going to do what we're going to do. Kind of Postecoglou, kind of I'm going to play the way I'm going to play. Now all of a sudden Harry Maguire looks good. Why does he look good? Why is Harry Maguire looking good in that team? There's something gone wrong there. He should not be in Manchester. It's just very weird. And the whole thing about the whole squad being up for sale, they're trying to, by the looks of it, they're selling, potentially going to get Donna Lifeline. And I think Betis are trying to take Anthony.
Yeah.
Garnacho is up for sale. They're actively trying to sell Garnacho by the looks of it.
Oh, yes, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, very actively trying to sell him, and no doubt actively trying to sell Anthony as well. But his wages, I'm sure, will be £90 million to.
Not
I'm
gonna be easy to give it
assuming
up.
200 grand a week. I'm assuming 200
Yeah.
grand a week.
Yeah.
Did he go? He's gone on loan, has he? He's gone on. Okay,
Yeah.
went through. Okay, went through. Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
it's
it
a
Real?
loan deal.
Yeah,
But
he
I'm
hasn't
sure
gone
that
through
they're
yet,
still going
but
to
he's
have to
about
take.
to.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Is it Betis?
Yeah, Betis. Yeah. He hasn't gone
It
through
is
yet,
Betis.
but it's near enough. Yeah.
Okay,
And
yeah,
even if he does, even if and when it does go through, I'm
they're all
sure they're
about
going to have to
Diallo
take a
now.
good portion of.
Diallo, is it?
Oh yeah,
Diallo,
they're
isn't
certainly
it?
all about yeah.
They're all about him
Yeah.
now. It was Mainu last summer. Kobe Mainu was the next
Yeah.
fucking Beckenbauer last
But
summer.
he's been rumored
Now
to be
Diallo is.
on a possible. He's been rumored to be a possible target to
Oh no,
be moved on from. Yeah.
he came out and said it. Like they released basically a statement to confirm that every player is for sale, technically.
Yeah, but they don't. Yeah, exactly. They don't want to, but if they need
They
to,
don't
yeah.
want to, but they did it. Made a big deal about it, like saying every player is available for sale. Like even like that guy you just bought. Yep, Xerxes, Mazraoui, Delict. It's like it was pretty kind of what you call it, a bit of a nuclear moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously Rashford. Yeah, the whole Rashford thing as well. Like, I mean, what's even going on there. I don't know. They don't seem to be have. I saw a story today saying he's fit and available for selection, which sounds to me like they haven't been able to find him a loan deal. They haven't been able to find him somewhere to go. That's what that sounds like to me. Because they were literally saying, "Don't even bother showing up to the ground at the weekend," to the kid. They're like, "You don't even need to report. You're cool. You can stay at home." And now all of a sudden oh no, he's part of the squad. He'll be used or whatever they're saying. That to me just says, a deal didn't happen, or they're trying to force people into saying, whoever it is, come in and make your bid for the guy. But I think people are realizing that not everybody outside of Manchester thinks Marcus Rashford is as good as people inside of Manchester do.
Not even remotely close. Not for the wages that he's on. Absolutely, are they going to say, "Oh yeah, we want to take on Marcus Rashford at 300,000 plus"?
Yeah, think AC Milan are going to do that?
You're out of your mind. You're absolutely
they
out of your
want
mind.
like 60. AC Milan would say we'll cover 60 tops. That's a lot for an
That's
Italian
still a
club.
lot for them. I think that's still a lot. I think that at tops
And a couple of
they would
million
probably
loan
say
fee.
50 and make that in euros, by the way.
Yeah, I mean that's I mean
We're not doing no conversion
a
rate.
couple of million for a loan fee and that's it. But he'd want to be, even for a team like them, he'd want to be a bit of a difference maker. And it's not like, oh, he's a guy that used to play in Europe. He's like I don't know, let's just say an Anthony or whatever. It's an English player, never played abroad before. The guy's a risk. I don't even Dortmund were like, yeah, thanks for the kind of shout, but he's not that good, lads. We've got people here better than Rashford, basically. So why would we take on like a third of his wages is 100 grand?
That's crazy. That's
And
crazy.
most teams that loan a player, they're expected to pay like 30 or 40% of the wages. So you're already pushing them up beyond most people's top wage at most clubs they'd be looking at. So it sometimes shows you like you can kind of get stuck to a contract, you can get anchored to it, you can be not wanted, but also the people that you might want to go and play for, like, hey, it'd be cool if you were on 50K, dude, but we're not giving you 300. This is not going to happen. Plus, like we've been saying, he's just Marcus Rashford. He's not Gareth Bale. He's not Eden Hazard. He's just Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, it's one of those things. He says, Marcus Rashford. Nothing special to the point where you're going to go, knocking over doors to try to get him into the team. And you got to think if he was really that great of a player, then he would still be at Manchester United. So it's unique, very unique.
He's had one good season, numbers wise, and he went crazy. He went nuts. And then I think he had like two other kind of streaky periods in seasons. But one season he scored a lot of goals. And every season other than that, it's like 11, 12, 14 kind of thing. That's a kind of his average, I'd imagine. But just shows you, Manchester lad. He's not walking away from that 300K. Not walking away from it. So
yeah,
he'd be like, pay me up. If you want me to leave, pay me up.
Yeah, certainly so. Certainly so. But we're about to we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. We're going to be letting you guys do your thing for this MLK Day in America. So much big up and much respect to Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And big up to all those that believe in his vision and believe in his message out there. Also, big up to those out there that, recognize the fact that we're in this together. So, so big up to those that help support this channel. Don't always have the same opinion as one or maybe all of the members of the panel that we put together, but or even amongst yourselves in the chat. But all the same, we're all Reds here, people. We're all Reds. We all want to remember that fact. We all appreciate each other. We all can often draw from the sheer beauty and energy that we can possibly share with each other, simply because we all are going through some, not every day is roses. So we all go through some tough times in our lives, and it's not easy to make it through. This team sometimes is a place that we turn for some of that serenity. Sometimes the results don't bring us that per se, but I will say that hopefully our community, our support for each other, our support for the team can bring some type of reassurance that we're not alone out there. And I do appreciate that you guys contribute. You like, you comment, you share this with other people. Maybe you come with some BTE, or maybe you don't. But you that's B as in T as in troll, okay? Energy. But all the same, you bring the love and you bring the appreciation for each other, the respect that we should have for each other, and that is mad appreciated. And it also is something that certainly makes this channel worthwhile for me to continue to see grow. For our panel as well, I'll speak for them, at least I believe they believe the same. And also for numerous people in the chat that have helped, have been day ones for a long time, and continue to watch this channel grow and continue to hopefully help change, or at least inspire or influence people in the right direction, that we are all Reds together. So we're all mighty, and that is true. Mighty Reds, all the same. But quickly, you guys want to say peace out to the people? Brian?
Yeah, exactly that. I forgot it was Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah.
So happy, happy
MLK.
Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, you can say
Day.
MLK Day. Yeah, that's what we say. Yeah.
Cool. So to everybody out there that recognizes that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we're back
Mañana for the
tomorrow.
game. Yeah, a little roll call. Do a roll call, and then we'll also do a match reaction. Sure.
Yeah, as usual. So see you all again tomorrow.
Yeah. Milante, you got a little shout for the peeps?
Yeah, big up the chat. Yeah, we're doing things, however to stay, however to ball out. Don't come with some fake names, come with some ballers. If you want to replace people like Harvey, we're top, win 4 competitions. Though Wizzy upset a few people this weekend, including some Liverpool fans as well, sadly enough. Let the trolls be trolling, and let the players be playing. Top dogs. Like, share, and subscribe. We've got more stuff coming out. I potentially might put my own channel later on this year. I'm thinking about it. I might, but in the meantime, keep subscribing, man. We want to get this channel to grow. 12 has been putting in the work the last year and a half, man. Like, all respect to him. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Shame with Bri. Listen, mate, at the end of the day, man, we're not here for numbers. We're just here for you lot, and we're here to promote the club. But let's just get this channel to another level, please, guys. But God bless you. Good night. And one thing I will say is, from the words of the Jurgen Master, oh my God, got it good from Darwin. No, you see it? Boom! Good night.
That never gets old, by the way. Oh man! But as always, much love to the chat. Much love for all that showed the love to chime in and keep the conversation going. We'll hopefully see you tomorrow for the roll call and for the match reaction afterwards. And I know sometimes they call it here is your here. I'm going to leave you with a little piece of serenity. That's right. Show them the love there. I'll leave you a little piece of serenity. Your happy place for certainly Marion. I'm just going to leave you with this. Big up to each and every one of you, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
Peace out. Peace out.